What is going on, Cardano community? Welcome back to the official dApp Central YouTube channel. I'm your host here, Fareed, and as a part of today's video, I've got some unfortunate news surrounding the Genius Yield project and their stake pools. Now, this is going to be a video highlighting the fact that this team has just announced that they plan on retiring 3 of their 4 official stake pools. So without taking up any more time, let's just jump straight into this particular article. And then I want to wrap up by highlighting an additional stake pool operator, or SPO, that has also announced that they'll be retiring their stake pool due to the same reason. That said, I am currently on the official Medium page for the Genius Yield project. If you guys are not already following them on Medium, I definitely recommend that you guys go ahead and do so. Jumping straight into the article, it says here that it's now time to move on to the next step. Due to the evolving nature of the regulatory landscape, we will not be hosting a second multi-token ISPO. If you guys are not aware, the Genius Yield team did host the first ever multi-token ISPO on Cardano, in which we saw them open up the 4 stake pools in order for delegators to begin earning up to, I believe, 5 different tokens from several different projects. Now, this has just wrapped up, and they're now announcing that they're not going to be having any additional multi-token ISPOs. This aligns with our commitment to approaching regulatory compliance proactively to maintain the long-term health of our project. Now, this is actually quite interesting because we've seen a very similar tone come from the Axo Trade platform, which has recently also announced that they'll be returning all of the ADA that was generated as a part of their ISPO back to the community. On top of that, the Axo team did also mention that they plan on actually having KYC be performed in order to retrieve your tokens from the Axo ISPO as well. Now, they released all these updates and basically stated that they wanted to do this in order to stay regulatory compliant. If you guys are not aware, the SEC recently fined the Kraken exchange, which is a centralized exchange, $30 million US for their staking services. That said, I think what these platforms are trying to get away from is the SEC's scrutiny. Continuing down in the article, hence we will be shutting down Gens 2, Gens 3, and Gens X in epoch number 403. If you're currently delegating to Gens 2, Gens 3, or Gens X, please redelegate to another stake pool as soon as possible. Now, this announcement was made on February 23rd. It's currently February 24th. And as I continue to kind of watch the different stake pools, we have seen more than 3 to 4 million ADA begin to actually shift away from these pools. Very lastly, it states here, the last snapshot in these pools will be epoch number 403 on March 31st. Please move your delegation before this date. Delegators will not earn rewards after epoch number 403. Now, while we are seeing 3 of the 4 Genius Yield staking pools come to a close, it states here, however, we want to do our part by securing the network and contributing to decentralization by keeping the Gens 1 stake pool active. If you would like to show your continued support to the Genius Yield project, please consider delegating to Gens 1. Delegators will earn ADA with a 0% margin. So that's going to be really good there. Obviously, they're not going to be taking any of the reward fees, therefore maximizing the returns for the delegators delegating to Gens 1. So if you're looking to move your stake from Gens 2, Gens 3, or Gens X, you can move it over to Gens 1 in order to continue contributing to the Genius Yield team. Now, they do also list a few additional single stake pool operators, which include Pete from Learn Cardano, George from Apex, myself from the dApp Central stake pool, Angelos from Sapios, Brian from the Hero pool, Alonzo from the Epoch pool, and La Petite Ada running the Grana pool. So if you guys want to delegate to any of these other Genius Yield ambassadors, which again include myself, you can go ahead and do so using the stake pool IDs listed in this article. If you guys want the link to this entire article, as always, I'll be leaving a link to it down in the description below. Now, the next thing I want to mention is that we did have another stake pool operator, which is going to be the Crown Stake Pool, also announced that they'll be retiring their stake pool due to regulatory uncertainty. So as you guys can see here, the Crown Stake Pool has officially retired. And if I jump over onto their Twitter here, they recently made a post on February 22nd announcing the pool's retirement. Scrolling down just a little bit, they do give a little bit of reason as to why they've decided to retire. So it reads here, because I've decided to play things safe from a regulatory perspective, and I have lost my passion for the project. There are massive headwinds in the US for crypto, and I don't want to be on the wrong side of regulation by enforcement. So again, this really ties back to all of the recent action that we've seen from the SEC towards staking platforms and crypto as a whole. Now, I'm trying not to personally be discouraged by this, as I'm also a single stake pool operator. However, I do want to mention that we do have a lot of uncertainty, and as we get more clarity, things could change not only for myself, but for all these stake pool operators operating on Cardano. That said, I do want to end this on a positive note by just quickly highlighting that if you guys currently hold any of the GENS tokens, or if you've recently received the GENS tokens from the ISPO airdrop, which occurred in early January, you can actually go ahead and stake that using the GENS platform. So if you guys head over to app.geniusyield.co/earn, which I'll leave a link to down in the description as always, you can quickly connect your wallet by clicking on this icon here. Select which wallet you'd like to connect, and you can go ahead and open up a new staking position. From here, you can quickly access which time period you want to lock your tokens up for, the amount of tokens you actually want to lock up, and then if you hold any of the Genius Yield NFTs, whether it's the ISPO NFTs or just the regular NFTs that minted late last year, you can go ahead and select that NFT here, and then actually go ahead and actually stake given your assets. But that's going to do it for today's video, again, in which we've covered the fact that the Genius Yield, stake pools will be shutting down. And again, that's going to be Genius Yield stake pool number 2, number 3, and the Gens X stake pool. If you guys still want to contribute to this project, then make sure to go ahead and delegate to Gens 1 or any of the other SPOs shouted out as a part of that article. If you guys found this update to be helpful, I would really appreciate it if you guys could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the official Dapp Central YouTube channel, consider subscribing. And if you guys have any questions for me, then make sure to leave those down in the comment section below. As always, I will see you guys in the next video.